What is up, you guys? It's Team Speedy here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on what is my favorite gun in Destiny. I've played Destiny for an entire year now since launch, and Crucible used to be really auto-rifle heavy. It was Suros Regime ruled the entire Crucible back in vanilla Destiny, and then it switched over to like just shotgunning everywhere, Blink shotgun, and that's still prevalent right now, which is why Blink is going to be nerfed in the Taken King. Now, nobody knows how much it's going to be nerfed. People are going to be like, oh, it's not going to be nerfed at all. Now, we don't know how it's going to be nerfed. I hope it's kind of like taken down a notch, like almost as if they increased the cooldown time between blinks, or they made it so that it takes longer for your gun to be up, so you can't just blink and immediately be ADS down sights with a shotgun ready there. If they don't fix that in the Taken King, I think they're going to have a mess of a Crucible still at their hands. And I think that Crucible right now is pretty bad. I can't believe they waited this long to even put nerfs. They released the actual patch notes of what they're going to be doing to each gun, but they're waiting all the way until Taken King to fix it now. Well, for the past 200 days, we've already been screwed over with this Crucible. Could you fix it a little bit earlier, since you're just twiddling your thumbs? Now you're getting ready for Taken King. That makes sense to me. I'm just trying to open up people's eyes, and that exotic hand cannons, now being very, very good, in the right hands, a pulse rifle, something, can actually get more kills, and you'll enjoy it a lot more, I think, in most people's eyes, than you will if you were using exotic hand cannons. I think the gameplay with an exotic hand cannon is very dull. It's not fun. I mean, obviously it's kind of nice to be shitting on everybody, even like the lower players who don't have access to that, but I feel like you'd have a lot more fun if you opened up your eyes to like a variety of guns there still is. Now, pulse rifles right now, the high rate of fire and medium rate of fire are getting nerfed in Taken King, so in 2 to 3 weeks we'll have to see how they fare in Crucible. But at this point in time, they're really fun to use. They're still really powerful, and they're going to be the low rate of fire ones like Messenger, Hopscotch. Those are going to be incredibly powerful, even in the new update. Now, last word, there it is. The last word can kill you in 2 frames of a second, or 3 frames of a second. Anyways, it's like 0.2 seconds, because if they get 2 shots off, then that's enough to kill you if they were both glitched headshots. And that's another thing I don't like, the fact that there's glitches and they're not fixing them yet. It is nice that they are going to be doing it. I'm kind of happy about that. That in general, pulse rifles are a lot of fun to use. And I think if a lot more people use them, they might enjoy the Crucible more instead of complaining about how last word stuff, because I've seen people with pulse rifles get just as many kills, if not more kills, with using one than using exotic hand cannon. It's not as dull gameplay. Now in Trials of Osiris, you're going to want the absolute fastest time to kill in-game, because you're constantly... it's like the competitive version of Destiny, so why would you put yourself at a disadvantage just to play the same thing that everybody else is? If you're not using exotic hand cannon, are you at a disadvantage? Yeah, kind of, because of the way that there's such crutches to 90% of players that basically it takes literally no skill. Any level 20 just became level 20 can get out of the last word, just absolutely shit on people with them. And I don't think that should be the case now. They are fixing it, but the nerfs I saw in the Taken King, I don't think they're going to be sufficient, even the slightest bit. Last word's getting a range nerf. It never really shot that far. I mean, it does shoot far in some cases if you really slow tap the trigger, like you shoot really, really slowly with it, then it can shoot pretty far because you're not spamming, you're not going all over the place. Now, the Thorn, it shoots pretty fast for a hand cannon, right? But they're not really nerfing the damage at all. It does the exact same damage it does now, it just doesn't really have the same damage over time. Now, that doesn't make sense to me because it shoots faster than most hand cannons that do a ton. Like, if you take a Timber's Lash right now, it shoots incredibly slow compared to, like, how fast the Thorn would shoot. And it's a 3-shot kill unless you get lucky to proc Final Round or Luck in the Chamber. So unless you proc that, you don't get a 2-shot kill. Now it should be like that. It should be a 3-shot kill for a hand cannon, and that's what Thorn's going to become. I feel like pulse rifles are way more fun to use, and I wish more people did use them. I feel like they'd be simply skilled if they didn't have to use the crutch of an exotic hand cannon. Every game, I do use exotic hand cannons. Like, I'll try out in a first round of trials match, I'll pull out a Red Death or a Messenger, and if everybody's using Thorn last word and I'm getting obnoxiously annoyed and I might lose the game, then I'll switch to an exotic hand cannon. I won't lie to you guys, I do get annoyed and I'll have to switch to one. because I don't like being at a disadvantage while playing. But in general, you're not going to be at a disadvantage with the pulse rifle. It's just going to be a lot harder to be using one than something like an exotic hand cannon. And so just the one last one. Hawk Moon, even for you PlayStation players. I can't wait to get my hands on the Hawk Moon. I don't get the hand cannon nerf for the Hawk Moon now. They said they're adding 2 bullets for holding aces, so okay. 15 round mag, that makes sense, right? But then they said they're lowering the overall holding capacity of a hand cannon. So is Hawk Moon just going to stay at what it is? Because they said they're adding 2, but then they're lowering it. Now that doesn't. How do you add something and then you lower it at the same time? But that's going to be it for me today, guys. We just won this control game. I hope you guys did enjoy this gameplay. If you want to see more like it, leave a like.